Whoops. Guy heckles a well-known pedo. Well done. Things I'm most bothered about the video. Guy A heckles. Fairly clear at 21. Two guys maybe more in some way physically assault Guy A while Guy A has his hands raised. Please only focus on Guy A. This is pretty wrong. Don't hit people for things they say, regardless of what they say. It was a light assault, but still, yeah, not right. Biggest problem is that he was arrested and charged. For what? Being assaulted? For what? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Get your hand off my penis. That's what Prince Andrew's victim said. This is democracy manifest. Indeed, this is democracy. I see you know your judo well. You, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Oh no, I don't wanna. Ta-ta and farewell. I forgot about that. Ta-ta. Yeah, that was a legendary British interaction. Let's watch this one more time. You're a sick... Andre, you're a sick old man. God save... Wait, were they chanting God Save the Queen? Did someone say God Save the Queen by accident? And they were like, oh shit, I forgot, the Queen's dead. And we have a king now. God save the king! God save the king! Yeah, there's some little light assault going on here. Look at this fucking dude. These fat asses. Disgusting. Anyway, we have the follow-up with much more upvote, 43k upvotes. The protester arrested today for calling out Prince Andrew during the royal funeral makes a statement while in handcuffs. To Jay Anderson News, powerful men should not be allowed to commit sexual crimes and get away with it. Can't keep getting away with it.
Powerful men should be allowed to commit sexual crimes and get away with it.
Hell yeah. Shad.
Powerful men should be allowed to commit sexual crimes and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very simple statement, but true. And surrounded by police officers with their fruity yellow green vests. Yeah, British police officers must be so cucked having to wear these vests all the time. He makes a very valid point. Yeah, where's the lie? Crazy how he's sitting on such massive balls. Yeah, how does he sit comfortably with such a massive pair of testicles? Lol, but it really takes a lot of guts to say this and do this. Good for him. In a free nation, no one should fear for saying something, especially something that is right. These royals are actually above the law. How are British people allowing this? Do they like to be oppressed? Maybe. I mean, they did pass that police bill in was it last year? It was pretty bad. We're a nation of bootlickers who have spent the last 12 years voting against our own interests. We love to be oppressed. Yeah, the whole Brexit shit. Oh man, the Brexit was like the election of Donald Trump for America. It was like something that just barely passed and that just fucked up the country in like so many unimaginable ways. It's like we just barely lost control of our institutions for just a moment, and it just fucked up everything for years. It's me, your cousin, the USA. God damn it, USA. I don't want to go and see American titties right now. You don't? Well, there are plenty of good tits in Britain. Don't worry. Believe me, I know. Well, we are your much younger cousin, both family and objectively younger. His stunt landed him on the Reddit front page twice in a day and reminded the world again of Andrew's unanswered crimes. Arrested or not, I call that a big win. Yeah, that's cool. I bet there are so many people who have not heard of Andrew's connection to Epstein before this. I did, but somehow forgot. Yeah, it's funny how the crimes, sex crimes or otherwise, of powerful men are so easily swept under the rug. It's worrying. It's how many people have forgot about Epstein? I mean, the death of Epstein was a huge story because like nobody knows if it was actually a suicide or if he was whacked, and people just forgot about it. People just stopped talking about it. The media stopped talking about it because it was not in their interest to. I mean, maybe the story was over, but still, it's like this whole network of this international network of billionaires, rich people, and politicians around the world just getting together to do sex crimes with minors was exposed, and it's like, oh, whoops, well, I guess there's nothing we can do about it, right? Why is he being detained for calling out a pedophile? Rich privileged pedo, that's why, yeah. The king of pedos. Yeah, he's the king of pedos. He's the pedo prince, yeah. Prince Andrew, the pedo prince. Oh, yeah, there it is, pedo prince. Oi, pizza bloke that does not sweat. Tell me again how and why you paid 12 million to someone you don't recall ever meeting. Yeah, it's funny, funny how that works. If anyone else deserved crowd-funded legal representation, he does. Yeah. Yeah, anyway. Very simple statement.
Powerful men should be allowed to commit sexual crimes and get away with it.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, he was, ostracized from the royal family, but still, it's like... He got away with it. I mean, he was able to pay £12 million to shut up these allegations, and most pedos don't have that luxury. I mean, some of them do apparently, because some of them are very rich, but like, he got away with it anyway. So, speaking of that, yeah, speaking of dissents in Britain being cracked down on, yeah, a lot of people who are protesting the monarchy are being arrested. Several people were arrested in the UK for protesting King Charles, including women being charged for breach of the peace for a sign saying abolish monarchy. The royals cost taxpayers $100 million a year. Charles inherits the Queen's $500 million fortune without paying an inheritance tax. Oh yeah, the royals have a pretty cool loophole where they don't have to pay inheritance tax. That's convenient, isn't it? Yeah, again, like this massive amount of like privilege, like unprecedented in the world. Nobody else in the world has more privileges than like the royal family of England. And again, they're arrested for protesting King Charles. They're being charged for breach of the peace, whatever that means. Yeah, UK police confirmed at least 4 people arrested for protesting the monarchy and King Charles. One man in Oxford who shouted, "Who elected him?" It's a fair question. 3 in Edinburgh, including a 74-year-old, a woman holding a sign, and a man who called Prince Andrew a sick old man. Oh, that's what we just saw. Gotta be honest, lads. Thought a new monarch getting in and just starting having Connemars arrested was some medieval shit. Didn't realize you could still do that. Oh my gosh, it's Dark Charles. Dark King Charles. He's ascended to the throne, and now he's taken names. He's enacting his vengeance. Oh no. What if he become? We celebrated the Queen dying, but in truth she was holding on to power so she could prevent the monster Charles from taking power and doing and bringing back the empire. I bet Charles is going to dissolve Parliament, and he's going to dissolve Parliament and bring back absolute monarchy. He's gonna be the real king. In an ideal world, they would be arrested for the sex offending Prince Andrew, not the person who was shouting. And we all laughed while people holding blank signs in Russian cities were arrested. Did we laugh when that happened? Oh, I guess we were laughing at Russia because we were laughing at how like ridiculously authoritarian and anti-free speech Russians were. I mean, holding blank signs, like, what does it even mean? You're just holding a sign just to hold a sign, just to say you're holding a sign, or just to, I don't know, just to look like you're protesting, but like there's nothing even on the sign. Maybe it's just to prove that they'll arrest anyone who's holding a sign, even if the sign is blank. Yeah. 45-year-old man was arrested during an accession proclamation at Oxford for shouting "Who elected him? Free speech sacrificed for the protection of hereditary privilege." Yeah. Just FYI, more former Mormon bishops have been arrested for sex crimes against children in just last year than trans people have in the entire history of Utah. But guess which one makes Mormon parents afraid? That's a good point. I mean, that's not related to this, but yeah. People are fear-mongering about trans and gay people being pedos when the real pedos are right under their noses. Several people arrested in UK for protesting King Charles. They're charged for breach of the peace. Yeah, so again, this police bill that was passed last year in England, it's ridiculously authoritarian. It's very broadly sweeping thing. It basically gives the police permission to do like basically whatever they want. They can. It gives them so many excuses, right, to just crack down on anyone, on any protests, on anyone who speaks out, right? Yeah, I mean, they can now arrest people for breach of the peace, which basically means you can arrest people if they're being loud or like annoying, which, I mean, maybe some people should be arrested for being annoying, but not these people. Basically means they can just make up whatever excuse to crack down on any political dissent, right? Several anti-royalists have been arrested in a so-called democratic country where the monarchy is just a symbol and has no power. Yeah, they're protesting the monarchy even though, like, the monarch doesn't really have much real power. Apparently they do have some real power. They can veto stuff from parliaments. They can, I mean, they have the bully pulpit. They have enormous amount of cultural power. But still, mostly just figureheads who just stand around looking pretty for the cameras, right? The 22-year-old woman who was arrested after holding up this anti-monarchy placard at St. Giles Cathedral has been charged in connection with a breach of the peace, Police Scotland confirm. Where is St. Giles Cathedral in Scotland? Will appear at Edinburgh Sheriff Court at a later date. Yeah, it's crazy. What happens if you get charged with breach of the peace? I don't know. Oh man, and they're like a green-haired feminist. Oh no, that's that won't be good for optics. Yeah, that's gonna be perceived as another hysterical feminist by centrists. Oh well. But yeah, fuck imperialism, abolish monarchy. It's funny how they blur out fuck. You're like, oh no, how could they say the F word? So yeah, the monarchy is just a symbol of imperialism, of the conquest of half the globe, and You know, imperialism is not how we do things anymore. I think we all, most people agree on that. We're against Russian imperialism when they try to take over Ukraine. Of course, Western imperialism is kind of different. It's more subtle. There's a lot of soft power involved. The only power Russia has is hard power. I guess they have the power to... They're gas giants, right? So they have power in regards to being able to withhold gas, oil supplies. Other than that, they only have hard power, whereas the West and China, to some extent, controls their subjects, their imperial subjects, with soft economic power, sanctions to. Yeah, there's the West, America in particular, imposes a lot of sanctions on other countries as like a primary method of deterring certain behaviors. Yeah, sanctions are economic warfare, a lot of people say, which is true. I mean, if you sanction important supplies, you could really cause serious damage to a country. If you sanction medical supplies, you can directly cause people to die. We've been sanctioning Cuba for like decades, and it's done real damage to their economy. Well, despite that, Cuba has a much higher standard, or much higher average life expectancy than America, because they have a better healthcare system. Even with all those sanctions, they can eke out a better medical system. Also, America sort of bullies other countries and intimidates them into sanctioning the countries that they're sanctioning, which is another form of like soft power. It's a harder, slightly harder soft power, right? It's because I guess you're saying, oh, if you don't do our sanctions, we'll sanction you, or something. Anyway. Britain is America's older, more... I don't know if it's more successful. I'd say it was more successful back when it peaked. Now America is on top, of course, but I don't know if their sphere of influence extends like around the world as much as Britain did back in its heyday. I mean, Britain took over half the world, but America has a lot of like economic power. It's hard to say. Maybe there's some video essay comparing the two empires at its peak, but point is, Britain has been doing what America is doing now for much longer, and so it's sort of England is sort of preceding America. We can sort of look at England to see what's going to be happening in America. I mean, Britain and America still have very deep ties. That's why England did Brexit like around the same time that that America elected Donald Trump, because we both felt like our standing in the world was decreasing, right? And we wanted to put our country first, and we didn't want to let in any illegal immigrants, right? Of course, and we decide who is illegal and who's not. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of crackdown on political speech in America coming up. We're seeing that happen in England now. It's probably going to happen in America too. Yeah, after this election cycle, we'll see how much power the Republicans have in Congress. There's a pretty good chance they'll take the House. Not a great chance they'll take the Senate, but still a chance. And if they do take both houses, then we're in real trouble. They could pass their own version of the police bill, right? Honestly, some Democrats might vote for the police bill, because Democrats are not so great themselves. A woman arrested in Edinburgh for holding an anti-monarchy sign. Yeah, this accession is anti-democratic. What is accession? The attainment or acquisition of a position of rank or power, be that of a monarch or president. A new item added to an existing collection of books, paintings, or artifacts. Day-to-day work of cataloging new accessions. The Queen's accession to the throne. Oh, so it's the king assessing. Yeah, Dark Charles is gonna reestablish the monarchy. He's gonna get rid of Magna Carta. Oh gosh, he's gonna go all the way back to the freaking 1400s. Police pepper sprayed and arrested striking DHL delivery workers in Rhode Island. Workers have been on strike for 12 weeks. Damn. Pepper sprayed, striking delivery workers. Maybe we should look at this more. More perfect union. I should follow that. No one should be arrested for expressing the Republican views. Extraordinary and shocking that this needs saying. Yeah, this Republican means something different over there. I mean, the word Republican is so tainted, right, in America, that we think of the Republican Party, right, when we think of Republicans. But Republicanism is actually pretty based. I mean, as opposed to monarchy, it's very progressive. Oh no, they're being arrested. Live your life in such a way that the entire world isn't hoping you're about to be arrested. Yeah. Was Donald Trump arrested? He just landed in DC wearing golf shoes and a coat draped over his back. What? Was he arrested? Oh my gosh. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Why is he in DC? What is he doing in DC? Yeah, he's never going to be in handcuffs, is he? It'd be really funny if they tried to handcuff him and he resisted, and they like tackled him to the ground. Ooh, that would just make me so, just so. And if we had video of that too. Honestly, like, it would be funny if there wasn't video and like Trump tried to like claim it didn't happen, even though like people, like the guards or witnesses, said it happened. It would just be another instance of him shouting fake news. Yeah. Deeply concerned by the reports that people are being arrested for expressing their views in support of a republic. In a democracy, people must always have the right to peacefully express their opinions. I'll be seeking to raise this in Parliament when it resumes next week. MP Richard Bergen. Okay, can we see what they means by republic? Yet 10 miles away from your constituency, you couldn't bring yourself to extol those same free speech beliefs. In response to whatever. A teacher in Botley is something. You know, they look, they say capital R Republic right next to small d democracy. I guess republicanism refers to like the parliamentary system. Do they mean they want a republic as in they want to abolish the monarchy? I mean, they have a republic system now, but like... But I guess they want a real republic, which means no more monarchy. Because the monarchy does hold some political power, apparently. arrested for holding up placards or even for saying they might, amid a vast sea of support from public and media, is about as un-British as it gets. I don't know, it's pretty British. This is like when people say, oh, it's un-American to silence journalists. I don't know, it's... If you know the history of America, it is pretty American, to be honest. The most right-wing government in our history might think this is sensible, but I cannot believe the new king does. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's un-British to crack down on political protesters. I don't know. This is like the monarchy cucks or the Western civilization simps who say, "Oh, England is the most progressive force in human history because you know, they spread democracy and whatnot around the world, right?" But it's that was like them rising above, you know, what they had been doing throughout their whole history, and let's like they did progress a little bit, but it's not like they became perfect, okay? They were just like slightly better than most other people in the world. They mostly like kept the system, the underlying like system of like property and power. Like so many families who were barons and lords 1,000 years ago are still like rich assholes today, right? Yeah, it's like saying, oh, racism is un-American. I don't know, like, racism is pretty American, unfortunately, right? I mean, you hate to say it, but American is as racist as... racism is as American as apple pie. Because America has a very long history of racism, unfortunately. Or like, I don't know, cracking down on free speech is un-American, or being anti-immigrant is un-American. America is a nation of immigrants, they say, but America has always like wanted to limit immigration, especially from like non-white countries. That's a pretty big theme throughout American history. And I remind you of Walter Wolfgang thrown out of the Labour Party conference in 2005 for heckling straw over the Iraq War. What powers did the police use? The Terrorism Act. If you want to know how the UK ended up here, look where and who it began with. Tony Blair. Yeah. Yeah. Again, just like America, England has been moving right very slowly and steadily over the past few decades, ever since like the War on Terror started, really. And now they're at the most right-wing government in their history. I mean, in history, like, it probably was more right-wing like before World War II, but like in recent history, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, the Tories are gonna like destroy England. It's not good. Yeah, I hope Scotland can secede from the UK while they still can, right? Yeah, I hope the United Kingdom is united for not much longer. Okay, so yeah, I think that's enough for this segment. In conclusion, England is bad, monarchy is bad, Tories are bad, and hopefully they're so bad that they will bring down England with it, and England will no longer be like a great power in the world. They'll just be another European nation. I have a feeling that Ukraine is fake. That's might be a little controversial there. Political discourse bot. They now have a tag that says automated. Good to know. Oh right, I wanted to follow more perfect union. Building power for working people. Hell yeah. Wait, when was this? Striking workers. They've been on strike for 12 weeks. They walked out on June 22 to demand better pay, more affordable health insurance, and a pension. They get pepper sprayed and arrested for that. Yeah, for doing what? For striking? For refusing to work? Anyway, yeah, in conclusion, England bad. Hopefully, they're so bad that they will implode and no longer be a great force in the world. Okay, goodbye, and I'll see ya next time.